Hello everyone! As you all know, it's all back to school season now. Some of you guys already might be in school, but I personally don't start school until September. So I still have some time, but I'm just going to share some tips with you that I would have found very helpful for me going into freshman year. So I'm going into 10th grade this year. So these are just some tips that I really wish I knew and I hope you guys will find helpful. Coming in at number 1 is use your planner or any other sort of planning device that you have, like a calendar or anything, but a planner, the planner that my school gives, I think works fine, but I know some people like to get their own. But your planner will be your literal best friend. I'm not even kidding, BFFs for life. Once you're in high school, things are official now. Middle school, 8th grade, it was fine, it was good, it was whatever. But middle school was definitely not as serious as high school. So that means you need to turn in everything on time, mark all your events, all your deadlines, meetings with teachers, anything that you possibly have, put it on your planner. I guarantee you will forget something at least once in your freshman year, anything. And the teachers, of course, will be more lenient in maybe the first few days, but it gets serious. And this is just good, tools, a good strategy to have for the later years, especially all throughout high school and college. It's just a good skill to have. And something fun that I like to do with my planner is I color code. That personally just makes it a lot more attractive in my opinion, and it just looks a lot more aesthetic, and it's pretty fun for me to plan. Number 2, something else that is super duper important is planning out your time and using your time efficiently. Keyword efficiently. Because if you are a student athlete, like a lot of you are, and I personally am too, it's really difficult to balance schoolwork and then sports and then just everything in between. So my number 1 tip for homework and stuff is do your homework as soon as you can. As any study hall or break periods that you have, do your homework. I cannot, because if you say you end school at 3:30, you go straight to practice until 8 o'clock. Once you get home and eat dinner and stuff, it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, you still have to do all your homework, shower, get ready, stuff like that. And it's just so much easier to have done your homework in advance or earlier that day. So any spare time during the day that you have during school, I super duper 100% highly recommend doing your homework. And also, say it's a long weekend or you just have a lot of time, try getting ahead. And I know that may seem kind of oh, it's this isn't due until 2 days or next week or something, but I guarantee you you will be so grateful that you did it earlier rather than later. Your future self will thank you. Trust me on this one. Number 3 is your interests and hobbies. So I would say freshman year, sign up for honestly whatever sounds interesting to you. Don't just sign up for things just because it sounds good. Don't just sign up for yearbook because oh, it'll look good on college apps. That's just such a bad mindset, I think, because you're only going to be in high school freshman year for once in your life. And I think it's important that you actually enjoy these 4 years instead of just doing stuff that looks good. So I would say freshman year, sign up for honestly as many clubs that you want or as many as your school will allow, and any that sounds interesting to you. If you're interested in cooking, sign up for a culinary club. If you're interested in robotics, sign up for robotics club. It doesn't have to be just doing it to look good. At the end of the day, you want to enjoy your experience and just try to have fun. And I think it's really good to sign up for honestly anything and everything in freshman year, so that way throughout the years, like sophomore year, you can kind of hone in on what you want to specifically focus on more, and like junior year, senior year, just like pursue that. Tip number 4, I would say, is try to have some fun during the school year. Okay, let me explain this a little bit more. So especially during like exam season, or just like kind of like end of trimester, end of school year, beginning of school year, honestly anytime. School can feel like a lot, and you kind of just want to give up and kind of just want to, not try. But something that is so important is just to like plan some fun things in your day that you will look forward to and like will make your day happier. For example, me personally, in the morning, I love to go to Starbucks before school, get some caffeine in me. It makes me happy. I'm energized throughout the day. It wakes me up. So that's something that I love. Great. Something else that's really nice are study hangouts, meeting your friends at a cafe, cute little cafe or bakery or anywhere where you can sit down and kind of get some work done, but also, like have a little fun, relax little with your friends. Like, for example, like going to Phil's Coffee, doing some homework, editing some essays with your nice little rose latte, and then a sandwich next to you, and just, having fun. Obviously, with Corona, it's gonna be a little different, but just find little moments of happiness and just little things that make you happy, lift you up, to just keep you motivated and honestly just to make school more enjoyable. Okay, tip number 5 and the last tip is put equal effort all throughout the year. So what I mean by this is, say in the beginning of the year you get high 90s, like maybe even 100, and you're like, okay, I totally get this, like I'm gonna ace this class, like this is gonna be fine, no problem. As you progress along in the year, the teachers will become less lenient and the workload will get harder, and in some cases a lot more, even just in freshman year. So I would say, don't think that just because you are doing fine in like maybe the first trimester, the first quarter, that's gonna be the story for the rest of the year. It's important to just always try your best and everything. That's kind of a motto that I live by. Like, even if you don't do too well, like say you like didn't do as well on a test as you thought you did, as long as you did your best, like you put in the effort, you studied like a good 3 to 4 days ahead, you met with the teacher, you did everything that you could, I personally think that that's okay. Like, say I went into a test thinking I was gonna get a 90, got like a 60. Like, there is no way that if I put in that much effort, I would have gotten such a, like, how the scores wouldn't correlate. So in that case, I would meet with the teacher. Thankfully, that has never happened, but just for a little example, if you know what I mean. So yeah, don't slack off in the later years of the school year. And that is about it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or anything, leave a comment or DM me or anything. Subscribe and maybe like. And I will see you in whatever I do next.